Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Drop Day Sports Pro Football 2022, Episode 2 of the YT Reboot. To say that Episode 1 went well is underselling it by a fair amount, as the Browns are your 2021 Super Bowl champions, which is pretty exciting. Before we continue, obviously, there was a pretty big trade in the NFL last week. Namely, Deshaun Watson going to the Browns for 3 first-round draft picks, a second and a third? No, a third and a fourth. The Browns promptly signed Watson to a brand new deal he's the highest paid player in NFL history right now. And the Browns also got a 5th-round pick, which is, who fucking cares? I don't want this episode of this channel to get bogged down in this kind of stuff, but I'm really not happy. Not just because of what Deshaun Watson is alleged to have done in Houston, but it just doesn't make sense to me as a football move. It just doesn't. It's pissing away 3 first-round draft picks, which is, the Browns have been okay at drafting lately. Maybe not brilliant, but they've been okay. I certainly can't criticize their last couple of drafts very much. And giving him a fully guaranteed deal, and the fact he might not even play at all next season, it's just like... I'm really struggling with how I'm kind of conceptualizing this, and the fact that my favorite team just... The one thing we always... the Steelers always talk about how they're this great culture, and yet they employed Ben Roethlisberger, who is a pretty awful human being, and if I'm gonna call Ben Roethlisberger a human being... awful human being. What the fuck does that mean for a guy who basically did what he did, but 22 different times? I'm hoping by the time you watch this video that something new comes to light, or maybe the Browns even back out of it. If they don't, I'm going to have to do some soul searching and decide if the Browns are still a team that I want to support. Because it's just disgusting. It's disgusting that they traded for him, given his attitudes. At least with Trevor Bauer, I could justify by saying, oh, we did this stuff after you left the Guardians, which is, maybe not true. But, I don't know, friends. I don't know. It's not aside from playing this series. I'm fully competent to distinguish between video games and real life. So we're going to keep going with this, and I'll try not to bring it up again, but it really does bother me as a football fan to see my team decide that winning mattered more than just about anything, except I'm not convinced they are going to be a better team, especially if this brand new fancy quarterback doesn't even play for half the season, or maybe even the full season. It is what it is, and I'm tired of talking about it, so let's talk about what actually happened in our season. We won a lot of games. I believe we finished the season at 12-5, I want to say. If we check the history here, I'm sure I can confirm that. The new season hasn't officially... Yeah, it was 12-5, I was right. And we still got loads of cap room, my friends. So I am eager to see where we go from here. I want to quickly check on my coaching staff as well. Make sure there's nobody I desperately want to keep. I want a new... I like this offense a lot. I'm going to go ahead and negotiate to have him stick around a bit longer. Him I plan to replace. I'm going to replace Bradley Roberts. A 3-4 is just not a great fit for our personnel, and I'm hopeful that we can do a little bit better with a bit more help. Okay, it is staff signing time. We need to grab ourselves a shiny new defensive coordinator. I'm going to click on staff, sign staff. Okay, I would like to bring in James Ball because I love the idea of running a 4-3 hybrid defense. I think we'd be very well suited for that. Plus, he's a great coach. No, it isn't. What are you talking about? Why are you saying that's filled? Oh, I guess I could fire him first, don't I? That was silly of me. Yeah, let's fire this guy. He's not very good. Gone. Now I can try to get the defensive coordinator that I want, which is Mr. James Ball. I will offer you 4 years at $3.5 million. And then I shall advance 1 week and see if he decides to sign with me. Did somebody else grab him? Or... Oh no, he took it. Awesome. Okay, great. Now I feel a lot better about our defense. A 4-3 hybrid basically means that they favor the 4-3 front, which is 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, but with some additional wrinkles in that scheme to keep it fresher. And I just think we're better suited for that. We have 4 outstanding defensive linemen, and our linebacker core is still pretty weak. So I'm pretty happy about that. So, the real question is, how do we get better on offense? And the God's honest truth is, I don't think we can. I'd like to get a project offensive lineman. I'd like to get an offensive lineman in the first, probably the second or third round in reality. I have like no cap room because of the new year. That's okay. That's fine. Everything's fine. But I would dearly love to get probably an offensive lineman, either a tackle or a center. While I'm pretty happy with both of my guards, I want to make sure that we're looking good for left tackle and right tackle. And center going forward. A wide receiver would not go amiss. I certainly don't trust Taywan Taylor to be my starting slot guy. I probably would have Donovan Peoples-Jones handle that. That's not ideal. The biggest place we could make a premier impact would be drafting a great linebacker or a great cornerback. We don't have a lot of holes on this team right now, so I don't mind running it back with our existing squad. They did win the Super Bowl after all, but I would like to try to add a bit more youth and talent in a few different places. So, first round pick is probably either going to be a linebacker or a cornerback. Or a wide receiver. The right wide receiver I would take in the first round, but linebacker is more realistic. Because no matter what else happens, we're going to have to run 1 linebacker. 3 linebackers. And right now, I have 3 linebackers. I think that's the kindest way to put them. They're very I love my safeties. And I like my frontline corners, but a great nickelback, a couple of solid linebackers, and maybe a young defensive tackle who could one day take over for Richardson or Ogunjobi would be a pretty great look. We're paying a lot of people a lot of money. That is an undeniable fact. And it's worth asking ourselves, do we trade Sheldon Richardson? And there's a real argument to be made here, because Sheldon Richardson basically didn't play last season. It wasn't his fault. It was because of our weird scheme. But nonetheless, we're paying $14 million to a player that we don't really know what he's got left in the tank, especially since he's already 30. That is not reassuring. So I'm thinking, if we put Sheldon Richardson on the trade block, could we possibly get a decent pick for him? And I'm quite frankly ready to find out. Football trades tend to happen more in the offseason than during the season. It's just kind of the way it works. So I am more than willing to put Sheldon Richardson up for a trade and see if we can get a good pick for him and then draft a defensive tackle. And maybe play Andrew Billings for a season. Because Mr. Billings here is certainly not as good as Sheldon Richardson. I don't think anyone would argue that. But he's real strong. Real strong. And he may not be the brightest human being, but he's strong. He's got good speed and good tackling ability. He could be a decent pair with Larry Ogunjobi. You'll be asking yourself, but Abby, why would you keep Ogunjobi when you could just keep Richardson? Because Ogunjobi is way younger. He's 3 years younger, in point of fact. And I would like him to stay on the team for a while. So, speaking of which... yeah, give me that 2-year extension. You think he should get at least $8.1 million? Let's see if he takes this. And if he doesn't, then we can go from there. I also want to lock up Ronnie Harrison. That seems good. And last but certainly not least, Nick Chubb. I gotta have me Nick Chubb. And I will happily offer him this deal if that's what he wants. That's 3 decent money offers, but we're still gonna have plenty of cap room next season, so I'm not that bothered by it. What would Vernon want to come back? He just wants a 1-year deal. Let's try it and see if we can just bring him back for just the 1 year. And then we can kick the defensive end can down the road a bit. Oakley, Dokely, Schmokely do. Anybody else's important contract coming up? Wyatt Teller. When you have a 26-year-old guard who's as good as he is, you have to bring him back. Okay. That's enough signings. We are here to offer Sheldon Richardson a trade. So, Mr. Richardson. May I call you Sheldon? I bet I can call you Sheldon. Add a trade block. And I'm hoping that we'll get a decent offer for him, potentially. I don't need to worry about a second week of staff signing. What do you think my biggest needs are? Center, wide receiver, linebacker, defensive end. I don't disagree with you. Except for center, I'm kind of okay with J.C. Treader coming back for another season, but I don't hate it. Okay. We have very little cap room. And while there's definitely some great players available on the market, I just don't think I can afford any of them. Dalvin Tomlinson wants too much money for us. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and just skip past this and see... maybe do some bargain hunting later on. Okay, time to do some scouting. Great. Let us scout, my friends. Let us scout. I'm still hoping we can move Sheldon Richardson. And to that end, I'm going to take a look at any defensive tackles. In the top 2 rounds. Okay. Next position I'm going to look at improving is I'm going to look at linebacker. And it looks like this is a pretty... Like, the top tier linebackers don't really look like they're here. But I'm going to do some round 3 scouting and see if we can't lock down an interesting linebacker or two. A 270-pound linebacker is pretty bonkers. A linebacker that big is properly more like a defensive end or a pass rusher, but man, I want to learn more about this guy. He could be something pretty incredible. Oh, let's look at wide receivers. We're going to scout all the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round receivers. And we are done. Perfect. The reason that I'm scouting in exactly this way is because I want to make sure I've got a lot of wide receivers scouted because it looks like it's a really bad draft for them. And I didn't scout cornerbacks at all. Oh, well. I should have done that, but I got distracted by defensive tackles, so here we are. Okay. I would very much like to acquire Oh, Phil Burks had been retired, that's right, that's why he looks weird. So I'm going to go into my war room. I'm going to try to offer a trade. And I'm going to try to find someone who'll give me at least a 2nd rounder for Sheldon Richardson. Okay, Cardinals got loads of cap space. Just so much cap space. And they have crappy defensive tackles. Okay. Let's ask for a first. It's not likely to happen, but there's no harm in shooting for the moon if you can get it. And they're not going to do it for a first. That makes sense. What about a 2nd? Okay. That means I can definitely get a 3rd from the Cardinals. So I'm going to keep checking and see if I can't find a team that might be even more desperate for help at defensive tackle. Not the Falcons. I still got Grady Jarrett. I'm not going to share with the Ravens. The Bills could use a defensive tackle. How would you feel about a 2nd round pick? Okay, the Bills are like, nope, that's not happening. That's fair. Panthers. They've got a decent defensive tackle. What does a 1st round pick look like for them? They don't want to give up a pick that early. That makes sense. Okay, so far only the Cardinals seem like they're willing to give me a 3rd. But I'm going to keep looking. It doesn't hurt to look. Bears, no. Not trading in the division. Cowboys. The Cowboys have a pretty crappy defensive tackle room. How do you feel about a 2nd round pick? Okay, so far, the only team that's even somewhat willing to meet me halfway is the Cardinals. If that's what it is, that's what it has to be. How's about your 1st round pick? Yeah, I think we might just go to the Cardinals for a third rounder because I don't think anyone is going to give me a big player for him. The Texans have a pretty crappy defensive tackle room. A lot more. Okay. I'm going to go back to the Cardinals and probably just make the deal. What the hell? Okay, 5 seconds ago you're like, yeah, second round pick is almost good enough. A fourth? Okay, the Cardinals have all of a sudden randomly decided no, they don't want to deal with me anymore. Or was it the Falcons? What was in the Falcons? Okay, I'm going to go back to the draft, and I'm just going to trade him after the draft. Go to the next human. Pick if and you please. Okay. I have 2 tackles and a cornerback, and I did not do my due diligence on any of those positions, which is not ideal. Let's take a look at Ryan Holtz. Mr. Holtz, we're reasonably sure, has pretty good agility, good run blocking, and pretty decent pass blocking. He's got good IQ, good intangibles. He seems like a great athlete. And he's only 20 years old. Calvin Burks is really smart and pretty strong. So this is where we get into an interesting question here. Best player available versus drafting for need. The best player available is almost certainly Ryan Holtz. He's an athletic, smart, tough offensive lineman, and he's only 20 years old, which means he's only going to get better over time. On the flip side, we could take a draft for need, which would be Calvin Burks. And, or maybe even Daniel Price. Oh, they're about the same, actually. So, I am going to go ahead and take Holtz. Because I did say I wanted to draft an offensive lineman, and I want to take best player available, and I think that's what he is. So we're going to draft him. And next human pick. Okay, Burks is still here. And honestly, I think he would be an incredible player for us. So we're going to go ahead and draft him. And then we're going to go to the next human pick. Okay, let us look at Max Yarbrough, the linebacker here. Great physique, very smart. Not very fast, but very strong. He seems like a really talented linebacker. And I can always try to have him work on his speed a bit, so I think we're going to go ahead and take him. I believe in him. Okay, we're now down into the 4th round, and we haven't addressed wide receiver or cornerback yet. So let's take a look at wide receiver. Because it's such a crappy draft for wide receivers, don't be surprised that there's nobody good left. Matthew Jewett is kind of fast, good hands, and reasonably smart. There's a lot to like about him. And he's a determined workaholic. You know what, Matthew? Welcome to the Cleveland Browns. Unless Clipper Bell has like redonkulous speed, which he. It is a C versus a C minus. But I think I like the other guy a little bit better. What is A, B plus, B plus. A, No, we are actually going to take Clifford. Unless Jewett has crazy agility, which he doesn't. And let's also look at Michael Logan here. You're a possession guy. I don't really need another one of those. I've already got Jarvis Landry. I don't need a second Jarvis Landry. Yeah, I'm going to take you. Okay, who is left? So, who have I taken so far? I've taken a defensive tackle, a linebacker, who's my first round pick? Oh, a tackle, a defensive tackle, a linebacker, a wide receiver. Okay. Is there a quality cornerback to be had? I'm looking here at Laney Tucker. Tucker is a big boy. He is 6'3", which is pretty huge for a linebacker. He's an amazing tackler with really great hands. He is not very fast. I'm willing to take a chance on him. I think he could be an excellent corner for us. Okay. Alphonse Scanlon. Very smart, surprisingly fast. I'm not used to seeing a center with this level of athleticism. Yeah, I think I kind of like him a lot. Let's try it. Let's give it the old college try. And Mr. Irrelevant. Clifford Helms is smart, very accurate, and has a decent arm. I don't mind taking a 7th round cornerback or quarterback because we're going to eventually want to replace at the very least, we're going to want to replace Case Keenum. So I am here for that. I thought his name was Gabriel Pecker, and I was like, wow, that's a bold move. Let's look at the rookies. Okay, holy shit. Oh, Mr. Irrelevant, my ass. Wow. Guys, we got a 71 overall quarterback with the last pick of the entire draft. Holy shit. Okay. I definitely didn't expect that, but I'm here for it. He's got a great arm, pretty good accuracy. Could he get better? Of course he could. But, holy shit. Ryan Holtz looks like he could be a keeper. He's got elite strength. He's a great run blocker. Not so great at pass blocking, but I'm okay with that. And he's going to get plenty of time to develop and learn from our more experienced tackles, so he looks like a good pick. Scanlon is not a great center. I don't trust him. He's a good pass blocker, and he's decently strong, but he's a mediocre run blocker. And so that's not ideal. Maybe he'll develop quickly, but right now I'm not impressed. Mr. Jewett, good speed, good hands, not very agile. He's not going to make smart running. He's not very smart either. He's a project. He's a project. An 84 speed, I think, is faster than anyone. Okay, Beckham is faster than he is, but he's faster than Landry. So he could fit in. Definitely needs some time to grow, though, for sure. Calvin Burks. He's got the strength, and he is an awful tackler. Okay. So that's not great. And now I'm kind of glad we didn't trade Richardson yet. Because damn, son. Max Yarbrough, apart from his stupid-looking haircut, he is as advertised. I'm really worried about his speed, though. He is a slow dude. But he's very smart. He's very, very strong. And he's pretty good at tackling. I could kick him to defensive end and see if he's any better there. But the problem is he's going to be held back by his lack of speed wherever I put him. We'll give him a chance, but I'm not overly impressed by him. But, I mean, you get a future potential NFL starting quarterback with the last pick in the draft. I think you have to call that a good draft, don't you? Let's go ahead and set up the training schedule, because training camp is right around the corner. Clifford Helms, you are on the rookie schedule. Mr. Jewett, you're on the rookie schedule. Scanlon, rookie schedule. Holtz, rookie schedule. Okay. Burks is definitely on the rookie schedule. No, Yarbrough is not on the rookie schedule. I'm going to make a new schedule just for him. We're going to call it the Yarbrough schedule. And my friend, I need you to work on your speed. It is the most important thing if you're ever going to be a successful player in the NFL. So we're going to do 12. You're plenty strong. Oh, I guess I can't do 12, can I? The most I can do is 10. That's right. I knew that. And then let's get you to do that. That's going to be your 22. Mostly focusing on athletic training. I need you to be very fast, please. Okay. Oh, I didn't even look at Laney Tucker. Yeah, I need him to focus on game tape, so I'm good with him being a rookie and taking the rookie schedule. Grant Delpit, you have been upgraded to default schedule. You're not a rookie anymore. Default. I'll keep Wills on the rookie schedule one more time. I like him focusing a bit more on being a great position player. A bit. Yeah, let's try to go a bit more conservative with some of these guys. Okay. Now, my friends, let us go ahead and advance back to free agency. I have no cap room. I'm not going to sign anybody. I'm going to wait until after free agency and see if I can't grab a good bargain basement guy for a couple seasons. Let's go to training camp. And Ryan Holtz really gained quite a lot, actually. Which is pretty awesome, actually. How did everyone else do? Okay, Mason Crosby's looking real bad. I wish you weren't, but here we are. Like, how good is Ryan Holtz now? He's an 82 overall offensive tackle. Can I get a comparison of him with this guy named what the fuck is his name again? Come on, the right tackle for the Browns. I know this. Conklin. Okay, Holtz is stronger by a little bit. Holtz is definitely the better blocker, and he's way smarter. Conklin is faster, and there's an endurance issue with Holtz potentially. Let's get the depth chart set up, but I am feeling pretty good about life. Mel Lentz, you get to set the offensive chart however you like. I don't know that we're not even trying Peoples-Jones, but I also don't hate it. Starting Holtz at left tackle is interesting. How do I feel about that? How do I feel about Holtz at... How do I feel about Wills being supplanted? Holtz is the better pass blocker. Maybe this is for the best. Okay, Chris Hubbard, I would like you to tutor Ryan Holtz. I'd like you to teach him of your ways. JC Treader, go ahead and mentor Scanlon. I'm not convinced it's going to matter, but it's worth a shot. Encouraging, teach him his position. I wish I had a veteran quarterback who could mentor Helms, but got a kicker mentor him. That's obvious brilliance right there. Okay, so I don't think any of my contract offers actually went in, so let's go ahead and make those real fast. So oh, maybe they did actually. No, they didn't. Okay, Nick Chubb, you're my number one man. I would love you to be a Cleveland Brown for a very long time. Wyatt Teller, equally as critical to the success of the Cleveland Browns. Those are two easy choices to offer right there. Ronald Harrison, I'd like to offer you a contract extension. Richardson, no. Ogunjobi, yes. I would like to keep him a bit longer. And Carl Joseph, I don't need to keep. I wouldn't hate bringing back Jamie Gillen. I think he went to the Pro Bowl last year, didn't he? Records. No. Yes, yeah, he did. He went to the Pro Bowl. Sure. I don't care about the punter at all. Okay. Yeah, friends, that 7th round pick is crazy. Just off the walls, bonkers. Mr. Jack Conklin, I'm gonna put you on the trading block. This is as much to clear up cap room as it is to make a serious dent in things. So Sheldon Richardson, if you would kindly stay on the trade block, and I'm also going to go ahead and add Jack Conklin to the trade block. There we go. Okay. Our defensive depth chart. Let's see how this looks now. Oh no, sorry. New defensive coordinator, you get to set it the way you'd like. This is not brilliant, but not awful. I'm comfortable with letting him run the defense the way he wants to run it, so that's fine. And let's go ahead and let the head coach set special teams, and nothing changes there. Okay. Strategery. I'm gonna let the offensive coordinator. No, I really don't like his offense. I don't like a pass-heavy offense that's that dramatic. I'd rather let Monty Church run it than let the offensive coordinator call the plays. And then game planning, we're gonna make Browns 23. And a lot of this seems solid. I don't really feel like I need to change anything here. And I just love the idea of focusing most heavily on rushing the passer. Okay, my friends, let us go ahead now. And let's just go through the preseason, and that way next episode will actually start the season itself. So, we were defeated. Our rookie got some meaningful reps. Didn't play great, but he'll do better, I'm sure. Ryan Switzer had himself a game. As did the rookie. I love that yards per carry, or yards after catch, which I'm assuming is how he got 64 yards. Oh, the Patriots ended up with Phillip Rivers. That's interesting. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna judge you for that. There's a lot of people whose contracts are up. It just comes down to the fact that there's a lot of them I just don't want, and that I'm willing to let them, chill out. A glorious question mark victory against the Bills. Again, Helms is struggling a bit, but that's okay. He'll get there. And then third preseason game, we're going to sim one final time. And we won, which is fun. Still, Helms played the majority of the snaps. Which is fine. We want the rookie to get some experience. Yeah. Okay. Do I have any meaningful offers? No. I don't think anyone has actually even seen my contract offers. I think they don't even start until the season starts. So maybe that's what I need to do. Let's just try it one more time. Okay. We're going to begin with Nick Chubb. Oh, no, I do have an extension offer out. He just hasn't had a chance to look at it yet. Okay, great. All right, my friends. So, are we a better team than last year's team? Maybe. That's not a condemnation of my existing roster so much as it is we definitely got lucky a bit last season, and I don't know if we're going to be able to keep up with that. We'll have to see. If we look at our different positions, quarterback is about the same. We do have Clifford Helms now, but like I've gotta just come out and say Baker Mayfield has a great season this year and next. I'm just gonna keep him. I just don't see the benefit in getting rid of him unless Clifford Helms keeps developing, which he very well might. Did jam his finger, poor guy, but he's got some interesting physical tools. In point of fact, if we're looking at his profile, 84 arm, 79 intelligence, 78 accuracy. 87, 80, 83. So Baker is better, but not by as much as you might think. Helms is also more of a pocket passer. That's something else to consider. Actually, let's go ahead and get down to our actual proper roster here. So the question is, would Helms learn more? Yes, he would learn more. I don't know why I'm being stupid. Oh, I can't put any other quarterback on the practice squad. It has to be Helms because Lawlett is not eligible. He's been around the league too long. Okay, well, let's start shifting people over to the practice squad that we do want to dispose of. I know I have too many quarterbacks. Oh no, I have exact right number of quarterbacks. I do have too many defensive tackles. Let's put Jordan Elliott on the practice squad. I think that's fair. Wide receiver. I'm going to put Peoples-Jones on the practice squad. I don't need 5 tackles. How long is Kendall Lamb out? Okay, just jammed his finger. I don't really need both Hubbard and Lamb, and Hubbard is by far the better pass blocker. It's actually not that close. Let's just keep looking and see if there's other people we can put on the practice squad. Trayvon Young is too old. He's played too much. Porter Gustin isn't. So I think I will put him on the practice squad. Who else? I've only got 2 young corners, and I don't really want to get rid of either one of them. I'd kind of like to keep them both. Okay, way too many linebackers. Let's put Sione Takitaki on the practice squad. How am I doing? I have a lot of offensive tackles. I have too many, but I might also try to trade one. So if we do, we do. I'm not going to carry 4 quarterbacks. If I'm just going to cut Lauletta. It's not going to hurt me that much, and he's not a very good player, so that's an easy choice. I'm rocking 4 running backs. Can I put John Kelly back on the practice squad? I can. How long is Kareem Hunt out? Okay, just has a pulled hamstring, jammed finger, broken nose. Okay. I gotta get one more person onto the practice squad. Is there anybody else here that's not very good? Curtis Weaver, go to the practice squad. Try to suck less if you could. That would be delightful of you. Okay, offensive play chart kind of stays the same. I'm going to let him reset it if he wants. No, the head coach is actually running the offense. Head coach will be able to set it up the way he wants. There you go. Okay. Defense. Go ahead and set it up. Okay. Why would you start Sheldrick Redwine over Terrence Mitchell? I don't get that. No, that's not happening. I'm not going to let you start a free safety over an actually good cornerback. I don't mind Sheldrick Redwine coming in to be a free safety when we need him, but yeah, I don't need him to do that. And save package, please. Special teams is whatever. I can't really get too excited about that. So yeah, reviewing our depth chart. Our offense is basically the same. The only big difference is Jewett at slot receiver replacing Rashard Higgins. Jewett definitely flashed some decent ability to catch balls and run them up. So I'm interested to see how he does. And we've got some decent players that could maybe fill in if we needed them to. I still think wide receiver is a weakness of us, and I don't like us having only 2 reliable pass catchers, but maybe Jewett can be that guy. Ryan Holtz at left tackle is going to be interesting. And it's going to really affect a lot of how the season goes. I'm not saying he can't handle it, because he can. But if we can have a tandem like Wills and Holtz at our ends, bring back Teller, and keep Batonio, we would have one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. And as I said last episode, the offensive line sets a quarterback's floor. If you don't have a great offensive line, your quarterback's not going to be very good if he's on the turf all season long. Defensively, I think we're better-ish. Billings over Richardson is going to be an interesting start, but I think the game's doing that because I have him on the trade block. I'm set at the ends. I'm happy with Garrett. I'm happy with Vernon. Linebacker's still a real area of weakness. A real area of weakness. Thankfully, we're now running a 4-3 and not a 3-4, so I don't have to worry about Jacob Phillips being a shitty linebacker, but still, I don't love our linebacker room. Our corners are fine, and our safeties are really good. I did not get a corner in this draft that I can trust just yet. We might get there, though. We might get there. I'm going to really quickly take a look at free agency and just first of all make sure that finances aren't broken. Why did Watson get cut? Like, you can't tell me the Texans are anywhere near their salary cap, are they? Ben Roethlisberger is whatever. I'm not gonna cry because of Ben Roethlisberger. Why did Watson get cut? The Texans actually are pretty close to the cap. Way closer than I thought they'd be. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm not going to do it, though. I'm not going to do it. I'm happy with Baker being our quarterback. And a couple teams have a lot of cap room, so there's always a possibility that they can jump in and grab Watson if that happens. Who is on the Texans? Like, how did they spend all that money? Wow, Carson Wentz is your brilliant quarterback. Okay. What the? How? I'm gonna real quick check their roster because I am badly confused. Where's all their money going? Laramie Tunsil, J.J. Watt, David Johnson, Brandon Cooks. Wow, the Texans are overpaying for mediocrity. Like, really high for mediocrity. But yeah, man, they don't really have the cap to keep him, so fair play to them. I guess we'll see if he signs with anybody. Now, by the time this video comes out, Baker Mayfield may have actually been traded by the Browns. So I can't really predict what's going to happen because I don't know. And it's going to look like I cheated, even though I promised you that I didn't. But, look, I think he's probably going to go for a mid-round pick. Probably no higher than a third, maybe a fourth. If any team was dumb enough to give the Browns a second-round pick for Baker Mayfield, I would fall out of my chair laughing and be immediately incredibly grateful. And I really think Baker got a bad rap in Cleveland. I'm not saying he was ever going to be a Pro Bowl quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He wasn't. And he handled the whole Deshaun Watson situation just so unprofessionally that you don't request a trade because your team might upgrade your position. You request a trade after it happens. But I don't think that's why they decided to move on from Baker Mayfield. They moved on from Baker Mayfield because he had a bad year last year and because he probably wanted a lot more money than he was worth. But I do wish him well. Unless he stays in the AFC North, in which case I don't wish him well. I wish him bad things. But if he leaves the AFC North, I do wish him well. I'm not convinced he's ever going to be like an elite starter, but I think he deserved better than the Browns gave him in the last few days of his tenure on the roster. And I'll never not appreciate a guy who takes a tough situation and just plays his heart out, which he did, which he absolutely positively did. He worked his ass off, and the team should have benched him. It's not his fault. The team should have benched Mayfield and started Keenum the moment he knew that he's going to have surgery. That would have been the smart play for all people concerned, and that's not what happened, and we'll see what happens next season. However, for this episode, thank you very much for watching. Next episode, we're going to play our second season and see if we can go back to the playoffs and catch lightning in a bottle a second time. Until then, however, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.